Hey, Happy New Year, audience and viewers. Um, Welcome to Dr. Fazil TV show. It's already January 2023. Time has passed so fast, it's unbelievable, but it is what it is. We are already in 2023 January. So today, I hope my audience is doing great. I can see that they're pretty excited for the new year, and I'm excited to be here with you guys today. So again, as you all know, my name is Dr. Fazil. I'm internal medical specialist as well as a kidney specialist, and I have quite a busy practice. And over a period of time, most common question, or one of the most common question, which has been asked to me is, what is why they're so tired, or they're tired, and what can be done about chronic fatigue or being tired all the time. So that's a very common question, very common problem. So I thought it was a good idea to have a formal presentation, a formal seminar for that alone. So today we're going to talk about chronic fatigue, or why patients or somebody is tired all the time, now what they can do in their daily life every day to improve their energy and stamina. Before we do that, let's go through few very common causes of being tired. One of the most common causes is not having enough sleep. So sleep, we call it sleep hygiene, or quality of sleep is really important. Remember, in theory, we sleep half of our life. Remember, half the time, if you half or a little bit less than half of our whole lifetime we sleep. So the things which happen in the sleep are really important because they can affect your part of your activities when you're not sleeping. So it pass through, the things happen in the sleep, they pass through when you are awake and working. So it's important that we get good sleep. So lack of sleep is a very common cause of having lack of energy. So lack of sleep could have so many reasons. It could be due to sleep apnea, which is a separate medical condition. Sleep apnea is a condition where people stop to breathe at night. Typically, the most common question I would ask from somebody who's around the patient, generally the spouse or family member, that if the person snores at night. Now, if you are overweight and snores at night, the reason you snore is that throat have too much fat pad inside, and the tongue falls in the backwards. And you can see in the picture behind me, and right here you can see it. So that can cause airway to be blocked, and it causes a noise. We call it snoring. So if you're snoring a lot, that means you're struggling a lot in the night to get oxygen, and that lack of oxygen and can cause chronic fatigue. So sleep apnea is one of the very common cause of lack of energy in the daytime. So if you're overweight, if you're somebody tells you, or you notice that you snore a lot at night, you should be checked for sleep apnea. So you can ask your family doctor to see if they can be checked for sleep apnea. So sleep apnea is a common cause of a lack of energy or poor stamina. Besides sleep apnea, there's so many other things which can happen at night. Lack of sleep at all, like insomnia. We call it insomnia, no sleep at all. So that can cause also, since you didn't sleep well at night, maybe you didn't sleep at all at night, and that could be due to pain or uncomfortable mattress or noise around you, or if you drank coffee towards the end of the day and that didn't make you sleep, or stress, thoughts which will never stop, racing thoughts in your mind, that can also cause lack of sleep. And that will in turn, when you are supposed to work in the day or be active in the day, you will not have a full capacity of your energy, and that will make you tired. So my first question would be always is, when somebody says they are tired is to, take a good history of their sleep habits. So what you can do is to, make sure if you are overweight, try to lose weight. That is easy fix, long-term fix, but it's a good fix because it will uh, not only treat sleep apnea, snoring, and have good sleep, but it also have other health benefits. Like people generally who have sleep apnea also have very high blood pressure, and that will also be cured. So you can fix two or multiple things at the same time by losing weight. That you will have more stamina because you have more sleep. Quality of better sleep is better at night. And remember, if you're overweight, you're also carrying extra fat with you, extra weight all the time. Think about that. If you have like 20, 30, 40 pounds or 100 pounds bag of potatoes on your back and you're walking with it all day long, you're going to be exhausted, right? So it is the same concept. So fat is not muscle. Muscle has power. Fat is just a dead weight, so you're carrying fat around you for no reason. And that is because of the food. So eventually, if you backtrack to the root cause, the evil of all the evils is big food. We talk about big pharma or big tech and other things, but nobody talks about the real evil, that is big food. Think about that. If you are eating a lot of junk food, try to go to a food chain restaurant. They'll give you combos and bigger meals. They're trained to do that. So people become addicted to food. So there's a food addiction, and that will cause, over a period of time, gain in weight, and that will cause, multiple medical problems. When you have multiple medical problems, then the big pharma will come in. So you cannot have big pharma unless you have big food behind it. Remember that. So a lot of people, it's like big food is like a ghost. You don't see it, but they are actually the one which is causing the whole chain reaction. So they're causing weight gain. The weight gain is causing health issues. The health issues is causing for patients to be dependent on pharmaceutical products, medications, and on and on and on. So we have to always be vigilant, like what's the root cause is, what the real problem is. So that's kind of like the most important part is a lack of good sleep. That could be due to pain, poor sleep hygiene, like and not having good mattress, too much noise, using some caffeinated products toward the end of the day that will keep you up and running. And certain medications have side effects too, which will keep you upright, like steroids, prednisone, that will also will not have you have a better sleep. Then also, inhalers for asthma, COPD, bronchitis, emphysema, they have stimulants. If you are using a lot in nighttime, that will also keep you awake. So that can cause poor sleep. Again, we also talk about sleep apnea, which is totally different. Sleep apnea of different kinds. I'm not going into detail today because that's a lengthy topic, but in a nutshell, you don't breathe at night, you get choked with your own tongue, and then you don't even know that. That can happen hundreds of times during the sleep in 8 hours or 10 hours. So that obviously, if that's the case, that need to be fixed. It could be fixed with weight loss, or it could be fixed with something. The sleep doctors give a machine known as CPAP machine. Obviously, that's a solution, but I wouldn't think the quality of life would be too cozy after using the machine at night. But if you have to use it, you have to use it. Just like anything else. Like if you have medical issues, then you have to either cure it or fix it, or get rid of it, or reduce the burden of the disease by modifying the risk factors. So that's one thing. Now, other cause of chronic fatigue is metabolic, like hormonal issues, chemical issues. If you're low in, for example, iron is important for not only for blood to make blood, but it's also important to make muscles to contract. So lack of iron deficiency, that should be checked. That should be part of the diagnostic workup if you have chronic fatigue. If you're low in iron, that should be, replaced. Now, iron is not the multivitamin. They're two different things. People confuse multivitamins with iron. Iron is just is a metal. Multivitamins are just vitamins. So iron you have to take separately. It will make your stool look black, but that's just a side effect, but not dangerous. If you do take iron, take it along with vitamin C. The vitamin C helps to absorb iron better. So, but again, you have to be diagnosed with iron deficiency, and then we have to know why are you deficient in iron. Are you bleeding from somewhere? So that's another step in the diagnostic process. But iron deficiency could be due to a lot of things, and your primary care doctor can go over that. But from my perspective, if you're low in iron in your blood, that can cause lack of energy, fatigue, chronic fatigue, and low energy. The next is anemia. Anemia means low blood count. If you're anemic, low blood count, that could be due to blood loss or lack of production of blood from the bone marrow. That can cause anemia. That can cause also fatigue. So if we do the blood test and we see hemoglobin, normal hemoglobin is like 14, general give or take, let's say on the rough figures between 12 to 14, right? Gram per deciliter. So if it is 10 or 9, that can cause chronic fatigue. That anemia could be due to kidney disease, due to liver disease, due to iron deficiency, due to vitamin B12 deficiency. So again, once we know that you have anemia, the doctor or your provider will do further or should do further diagnostic testing. That includes checking your iron level, B12 levels, and see if that's deficient, and then address that accordingly.
Now you can catch up with all of our previous shows on all Roku devices. Simply search for the Dr. Fazil Show channel and add it to your home screen. View our videos online by visiting our website at www.drfazilshow.com. Our videos are available on YouTube by searching for The Dr. Fazil Show. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. The Dr. Fazil Show is available in multiple provider office waiting rooms across Yuma, Arizona. Don't forget to get your copy of Health Tips magazine and read about this interview, currently distributed across Yuma, Arizona.
Anemia can also, and there's a bizarre phenomena which I need to let you know that. So there's some parasites which live in intestine, and this is common in third world countries, underdeveloped countries. I wouldn't say third world, but underdeveloped countries, because of hygiene practices are different there. So you can see back on the slide, those parasites which live in your intestine, and they suck your blood, literally speaking. The population of the world is around 8 billion people at this time. So 1.4 billion people are infested by those parasites. So sometimes those parasites are just sucking blood out of you. So those parasites need to be checked, and people just don't think about it. Because, you could live in USA, but, if you're traveling to a different country and come back, and you ate food or drank food from there, or went, barefoot on the sand, those parasites can enter into your bloodstream and can cause, they can permanently live in your body, and it's very difficult to diagnose, unless you suspect it. You have to have a good history, and then sometimes you can do the stool examination. Sometimes people can see the parasite coming out of the stool, actually, in rare cases. As you can see back in the slide, the parasite is there. So they're easy to fix. There are, a few tablets you have to take, like ivermectin, and they will get rid of that. So that's another thing. So be aware of that there could be parasites which can be sucking your blood and living in your intestine, and that can cause lack of energy. So again, if you don't think about it, you will never diagnose, right? So the doctor has to think about it, and the provider has to think about it, If there's an evidence, they should do more diagnostic testing. That might be stool examination for ova of the parasites, and then treat it if that's possible. There are a few other causes of lack of energy. Let's talk about hormonal disorders. So one of the common, we call it thyroid hormone. And the thyroid hormone comes from your neck, from the neck, right from here. It goes to your body and increase your burn rate. So your burn rate, your how strong you're going to be, how active you're going to be, or your metabolic rate, it goes up by thyroid hormone. So it's very common, especially in females, low thyroid hormone, and it could be due to multiple conditions. I'm not going into detail, but it could be autoimmune. That means your body is reacting against your own thyroid gland and causing it to be low function. You can have a goiter, like a lump in the neck, and that can cause low thyroid hormone, and that is easily fixable. I mean, we just give levothyroxine, which is the medication for that, and people feel immediate improvement in their energy level. So that need to be checked. Now, other things, medication side effect. So if you're taking narcotics, opiates, that can cause as a side effect that drowsiness, sluggishness. There are a few other medications which are not opiates, but like they're used for depression, for example, gabapentin, used for nerve pain, or Lyrica, or amitriptyline. There are a few examples. There are quite a bit of medication out there, but any medication which in that category, we call them SSRIs. They can cause side effect of being dizzy or sleepy, right? Or if you have a hangover, for example, if you have a hangover from a sleeping pill which you took last night, like Ambien, that can also cause lack of energy. So history of medication is also important. And then if there's there are always options, there's the thing is that we want a perfect medication which have no side effects. The rule of the game is, if the medication does not have side effect, then it's not real, or it's not effective. That's the way it is. So medication will have to have some side effects, or it's not real. That's a common saying in pharmaceutical industry. So we know, but we can change the medication profile which is in our favor, right? We can use a different kind of medication which might actually give you more alertness than less alertness, and also give you the effect you're looking for. So medication history is important, right? Medication history. Then your general health being, lack of exercise. If you're not doing exercise, or bedridden, or wheelchair ridden, or just watching TV all day long, or not very active, that will make your muscles weak, atrophic, right? So doing regular exercise will improve your health. So that will improve your energy level too. So do exercise frequently, whatever you can do, but something's better than nothing. So exercise is important. So lack of exercise can cause, over a period of time, atrophy of your muscles and lack of energy, right? So exercise is important. Then next is lack of oxygen, right? If you are a smoker, or if you have a COPD, bronchitis, emphysema, asthma, that can cause also lack of energy. One very common phenomenon, and especially in men, is over a period of time, the testosterone, which is the male sex hormone, get low physiologically, so that's dropped. And that is also a cause of lack of energy, it's physiological. It's not recommended to replace hormone if there's no indication. Indication is that if you're complaining of lack of energy, lack of sexual desires, or sexual performance, then you should, and if you're concerned about that, and if you have no contraindication, for example, you don't have any heart problems or strokes or prostate cancer, then you can ask your primary care doctor to prescribe you the replacement treatment for testosterone. Female, they It's not recommended. You can give the shot to females. Females get low on estrogen, but estrogen causes different side effects. It causes you, hot flushes and, more prone to anger, being a little bit more, angry, or more irritable. So not everybody gets it, but some of them, and if it become a big issue, obviously the estrogen can be replaced for a female. Obviously, we have to make sure there's no contraindications like blood clots or breast cancer or any other kind of cancers, and it need to be monitored. It need to be monitored, just like any other medication. But there's a medication known as DHEA, which is over the counter. If it has low dose testosterone, it can make also more testosterone in females, right? So females need testosterone too, by the way. It's not just for men. They need less, men need more because they're men. And they're, you don't need a beard and mustache. Obviously female wouldn't like to have that. So the DHEA is oral. It is a supplement. It does increase your testosterone level, and it will have the same benefit as the men have it. So when people ask, what is the difference between estrogen and testosterone for females, then my answer would be, I think estrogen will make you sexy and testosterone will make you spicy. So that's easy to understand. There's one is more of towards increase your libido and sex drive, and the other one will make you more juicy. So yeah, estrogen will make you more juicy and testosterone will make you more spicy. As easy to remember. I hope you can remember that way. But estrogen enhances female features, breast enlargement and fat retention and those kind of female features, So you get more from by replacement of estrogen. So those are a few things we talked about: the lack of energy and fatigue. So what I just told you would cover 90% or 95% of your causes of lack of energy. If we go through the checklist, we will definitely find the source. Once we find the source, once your provider finds the source, focus on fixing that. It's a teamwork between you guys and provider. Both have to work together. And once that is done, hopefully you will have a better stamina, and you can enjoy your life at a different level. I hope I have given enough information to my audience here and on the TV that they can utilize that information in their daily life and have a better outcome. Thank you so much. As I said, Happy New Year to everybody. It's 2023, and I'll be back next month with a more useful topic for my patients and for my audience and for you guys. So folks, on that note, have a nice rest of the year, and God bless you. God bless America. That's Dr. Fazil Show.